When the Outlaw Josey Wales hit theaters in 1976, it cemented Clint Eastwood's place in Western film history. Yet, beyond the dust, duels, and unforgettable performances, the cast grappled with struggles of their own, ranging from addiction and health crises to failed relationships and premature losses. Some went on to carve legendary careers, while others faded quietly from the spotlight. This is the story of their battles, triumphs, and the legacies they left behind.
Bill McKinney. Bill was 45 when he played the ruthless Captain Redlegs Terror, one of the cruelest villains in any Western. His piercing eyes and brutal intensity made him unforgettable. Already infamous for his disturbing role in Deliverance, McKinney carved out a career as Hollywood's go-to bad guy, appearing in Eastwood classics like Every Which Way But Loose and The Outlaw Josey Wales. Away from acting, he even pursued country music. Bill passed away in 2011 at 80, but for fans of Westerns, his chilling screen presence still lingers. Sondra Locke. Just 32 years old when she played Laura Lee, the strong yet vulnerable frontier woman who gave Josey a rare moment of tenderness, Sondra Locke became a key part of Clint Eastwood's films in the years that followed. Audiences loved her in The Gauntlet, Bronco Billy, and Sudden Impact. But behind the scenes, her life was full of personal struggles and a famously bitter split from Eastwood. After years out of the spotlight, she returned briefly to directing before her health declined. She passed away in 2018 at 74, and though her later life was marked by hardship, she remains remembered for her luminous performances during her time with Eastwood. Chief Dan George. At 77 years old, Chief Dan George stole scenes as Lone Waddy, Josey's Native American companion who provided humor, heart, and wisdom. With his gentle timing and touching dialogue, he brought humanity to a film filled with violence and revenge. He was already Oscar-nominated for Little Big Man, and his career opened doors for indigenous representation in film. He passed away just a few years later in 1981 at the age of 82, but Lone Waddy remains one of the most beloved characters in Clint Eastwood's filmography. John Vernon. In 1976, at 44 years old, John Vernon stepped into the role of Fletcher, the cold and calculating Union officer who betrayed Josey Wales. With his deep voice and steely presence, he was the perfect villain, making audiences both hate and admire him. Vernon's career stretched far beyond Westerns. He became a cult favorite as Dean Wormer in Animal House and turned up in dozens of TV shows throughout the 80s and 90s. Sadly, he passed away in 2005 at the age of 72, but every time fans revisit Josey Wales or Animal House, they're reminded of his commanding presence that defined so many classic roles. Geraldine Keams, only 25 years old when she played Little Moonlight, the young native woman who joins Josey's ragtag family, Geraldine brought quiet strength and resilience to the story. At the time, she was a newcomer, but her role stood out as one of the rare, authentic portrayals of native women in a 1970s Western. Unlike many of her co-stars, Geraldine is still alive today, now 74, and has continued to appear in film and theater. She has also dedicated much of her life to teaching and mentoring, ensuring native voices remain represented in Hollywood. For fans, seeing her in Josey Wales feels like watching history being made. Sam Bottoms. Just 21 years old in 1976, Sam played Jamie, the young recruit who rides alongside Josey only to meet a tragic fate. His role added a youthful innocence to the film, making his death scene especially heartbreaking. Sam came from the famous Bottoms acting family, with brothers Timothy and Joseph also finding success. He later starred in Apocalypse Now and Seabiscuit, among others. Tragically, Sam's life was cut short when he passed away in 2008 at the age of 53, far too young. Fans often look back at his performance in Josey Wales as a glimpse of a talent gone too soon. Woodrow Parfrey. At 54, Woodrow Parfrey brought sly energy to his role as the carpetbagger salesman who tried to take advantage of Josey. A familiar face in 60s and 70s television, Parfrey appeared in Planet of the Apes, Gunsmoke, and The Waltons. His knack for playing Weasley or eccentric characters made him unforgettable, even in small roles. He passed away in 1984 at just 61, leaving behind a rich career that fans of classic TV and film still treasure today.